Hello everyone, and welcome to the next session of this series of solution of differential equation. Output of today's lecture is to understand the series solution for singular point. Series solution of linear differential equation at singular points we have to understand. Means after end of this session, you are able to solve both type of differential equations, means series solution of any differential equations, right? You are able to find ordinary points already we have discussed, and now we will see at singular point what we have to do, right? First, what is meant by singular point? Here, what is meant by ordinary point? Ordinary point means p0 of 0 is not equal to 0, right? But for singular point, p0 of 0 is equal to 0, means a point x equal to 0, a point x equal to 0 such that yes, p0 of 0 is equal to 0, then that point is called singular point. Yes, this point is called singular point. Now, whenever I say that it is a singular point has two natures. The first one is regular singular point and second one is irregular singular point. Regular singular point. Now what is meant by regular singular point? That is regular singular point. Right? A point x equal to 0. A point x equal to 0 such that if I take a limit x tends to 0, because I am taking x equal to 0 point, limit x tends to 0, x into p1 of x is finite. X into p1 of x is finite, and limit x tends to 0, x square into p2 of x is also finite. This limit is finite, you may take 0 or any number. Finite, then we can say that this regular singular point as a regular singular point. And if this is not there, then it is called irregular singular point. In our curriculum, we just called it as a singular point, right? Because anyhow we are going to use only Frobenius method. Now, what is the Frobenius method? Frobenius method is Frobenius method, it is used for finding the series solution of singular point. Series solution of linear differential equation with variable coefficient at singular point. This Frobenius method is used. And it states that any differential equation of the form, it is d square y by dx square, any differential equation of this form d square y by dx square plus p1 of x upon x dy by dx plus p2 of x upon x square y is equal to 0 has series solution. And that series solution can be written as y is equal to x raised to r summation k equal to 0 to infinity ak x raised to k. This is the series solution of this given differential equation, provided this point is our singular point, right? You may call it as a regular singular point or any other, but we call it as simply singular point. Okay. Now this is our series solution. You may write this as summation k equal to 0 to infinity ak x raised to r plus k, x raised to r plus k, right? And from this r we get one equation, and that is called indicial equation. From this r we get one equation, it is called indicial equation. We will discuss in the procedure. So we will start how to solve the given differential equation, this equation d square y by dx square plus p1 of x upon x dy by dx plus p2 of x upon x square y equal to 0. So our next step is procedure for finding the series solution. So the procedure is step first is check that the point is singular point. How we will check the point is singular point? We just check that p0 of 0 is not equal to p0 of 0 is equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it is the ordinary point. We will solve by our previous method. Now here p0 of 0 equal to 0, so it is a singular point. Now step second is let y is equal to k equal to 0 to infinity ak x raised to r plus k. Here our a0 is not equal to 0. A0 must be present here. So here a0 not equal to 0 and our solution is y is equal to k equal to 0 to infinity, we get ak x raised to r plus k. Second one is find derivative dy by dx. Now in ordinary point we know that if I take the derivative it starts from k equal to 1 to infinity. But in this term it will not start from 1 to infinity because x raised to r term is present there. We are going to differentiate with respect to x, but x raised to r is multiple to that. So my k starts from 0 to infinity as it is. So summation k equal to 0 to infinity r plus k ak x raised to r plus k minus 1. Next one is d2y by dx square. Again there it starts from 2. Here it starts from 0. So k equal to 0 to infinity r plus k minus 1 ak x raised to r plus k minus 2. Have you understood this? This is the big difference between ordinary point solution with ordinary point and solution with singular point. Here the summation starts from k equal to 0 to infinity. So no need to adjust the summation. Right? Now what is our next step? And that is very very important. Our step third is equate to 0 coefficient of lowest power of x. Very very important. Whenever singular point solution is there, you have to keep in your mind we need lowest power of x and its coefficient. So the coefficient of lowest power of x we have to take it 0. Means x raised to r is there and its coefficient we have to take equal to 0. When we do that, we get one equation. Yes, we get one equation, and that equation is called indicial equation. That equation is called indicial equation. That equation is called indicial equation. Means whenever I substitute, I equate lowest power of x and its coefficient of lowest power of x equal to 0, I get indicial equation. Okay? And roots of these indicial equations gives complete solution. Right? Now, whenever we equate lowest power of x, at the same time, you can say in the next step, step 4. This step 3 is very very important, no doubt, but step 4 is also required for us. To find more values, we take remaining few powers. I just use the word few more powers. Coefficient of few more powers of x. More powers of x equal to 0, so that we get the values of a2, a3, a4, the remaining constants, right? And here when I equal to 0, I get the values of r. In initial equation we get the values of r. There are two values of r, right? Means initial equation has two roots. Because we are going to take second order equation, so there are two roots. So just continue this. This is our step 4 to find constants. Now what is the nature of your solution? It depends on that r. So here step 5th I just call it as, suppose initial equation has two roots. We call that m1 and m2. M1 and m2, these are the two roots. Now depend on these two roots, we write the solutions. So our case first is m1 not equal to m2. Two roots are distinct. Roots are distinct. But it may possible that I get 2 and 4. These two are not equal, correct? But I can write 4 as 2 into 2, right? Or 2 and minus 2. So I have to complete the condition. Roots are distinct and not multiple of each other. Not multiple of each other. Or you may say that it is not an integer multiple to each other. Okay, so I just call it as not multiple to each other, it's okay. And we want distinct. Then we get the solution. When initial roots are distinct and not multiple to each other, then our solution is y is equal to, because we write dy by dx na, that. So y is equal to c1 y at m1 plus c2 y at m2. This we will clear, this concept we will clear in examples, how we are going to write it. Means at point m1 and m2 we are going to write it, right? Then case second is m1 equal to m2. Roots are equal. If roots are equal, then our solution is roots are real. Roots are real and equal. Then our solution is y is equal to c1 y at m1 plus c2 we take derivative dy by dm at point m1. Dy by dm at point m1. But here, just a minute. You may call it as partial derivative dou y by dou m. But I just called it as dy by dm at point m. Why I write dou y by dou m? Because there is one variable x also. Right? One variable is r and another variable is x. So here dou y by dou r, if I write, then it is the proper way. Dou y by dou r at point m. Right? And third case is there. If roots are integer multiples to each other. Case third, roots are integer multiples to each other. Means what? Just like 2 and minus 2. Right? In fact, only sign difference is there. Or 2 and 4. When such happens, then similar way to this first one. First I have to decide m1 and m2, which one is less. Suppose m1 is less than m2, I guess. m1 is less than m2. Then I consider a smaller root. And smaller root, I can write y is equal to c1 y at m1 plus c2 dou y by dou r at m1. Clearly? So, this way we are going to solve the equation. Keep in your mind m1 is our smaller equation. And now put all these values in our y. Y is equal to summation x raised to r by multiply inside. So, summation k equal to 0 to infinity, and writing k equal to 0 to infinity x raised to ak x raised to r plus k. In that, put the values of r as well as k, and we will get our answer. Okay. In fact, this is our answer finally. By putting the values we will get y and we can solve the complete answer. Okay, thanks for watching.